Conceding a winner to Crewe in stoppage time.
Yeah, I apologise for slight delay in me coming out, because I've been trying to compose myself to give you the right words that don't land myself in trouble and detract away from the effort that was put into the game today by the players in the change room, because I thought they gave a very committed performance today.
Well, let's talk about what's caused you to speak to the referee for so long, Mr Busby. I imagine it was the sending off of Joe Martin, who was sent off for a second yellow card offence. It seemed to Ricky Holmes, who we've just spoken to, that A, Martin shouldn't have been booked in the first half for time wasting, and B, shouldn't have been booked in the second half. Was that your understanding of the situation? He was harshly done by?
Where do you want me to start?
Well, just, don't get yourself into trouble here, Keith, but explain to us what your feelings are and what your view is of the refereeing decisions.
Well, I think and this is probably me protecting myself. I think one of the rule changes that need to change is that because you can't appeal a yellow card, which is wrong. That yellow card then leads to a sending off. Surely the ability to appeal a wrong decision has to be made available. We're all human. Referees, assistants make mistakes, and again, we've got to be given the opportunity for them to identify, yes, they've made a mistake, and that should not be a caution, which is justifiably so. That's a rule change that I think should be. Otherwise, people just hide behind the fact, oh well, yeah, referee made a decision, and they're not answerable. They are, because we're professionals, and so if somebody makes a mistake, at least give the person who's been done to the opportunity to get that rescinded.
What did Mr Busby say then? Can you explain to us what he said when you went to see him after the match?
I think out of professional courtesy, because he did me the pleasure of accepting my conversation, which I think previously other people have vacated the building very quickly and not afforded me that time. So I think the professional thing to do is to respect his actions by coming out and giving me a full account of his rationale, and I'm very respectful of that.
You can appeal against the decision to have Martin sent off. You can't do that. So you're without Martin on Tuesday at Oxford. You're already without Bolger through suspension, but Williams through suspension. Sheehan was out of action today, injured. You're short of numbers for Tuesday, aren't you, Keith?
Yeah, I think James, the CEO, he used to play fullback. Nick Hansel's he's a tigerish left, I think right back, attacking right back, so he might be able to slot in there as well. So
I'm available if you're really desperate.
Excellent, Tim. I think you might be holding in midfield as a front screen. It's one of those. We've got a challenge. Let's look forward to it. Another challenge, an opportunity for somebody to come in, get some game time, and prove why they're here. And again, we won't go in there on the back foot. We've got a game. We've got a challenge. We accept the challenge.
Well, on that subject, Stache came off the bench today. It was a big moment for him. 17-year-old making his league debut. I mean, with the shortage of numbers at the back for you at the moment, Keith, could he play? Could he start on Tuesday at Oxford? Is that a possibility? Was it something you'd consider?
Well, again, he joined the squad today on merit. I think I've had some conversations with John and him and Liam Cross. They are the next ones that have stepped up and been training with us and ready for the next opportunity and the next challenge in their career path. I've got to say on Max Stache, he's impressed me in the 3 training sessions that I've had with him. You find a lot of young players when they come up, they not so much in awe of that first group, but they don't want to make a mistake. They become a little bit inward, insular in their with wanting to fit in, not wanting to express himself. The first thing I noticed about Max Stache is he's got a voice, got a personality. He's changing his body shape from last season. When I first came into the football club, I went to watch him. I think he was a first-year scholar then. He looked as if he needed to grow. and he has done. And I know he's done a lot of work on his physicality, and I think he's been a shining example for the youth team. The conversations that I've had with John Brady said he's been head and shoulders, and again, but in different aspects of the game as well, not just because he's a bigger lad, not just bullying, is motivating of the other team, other players around him. He's been a focal point of the team, and I like that when young players take that responsibility, but then when they step up into the first team, you hear them. And it shows then it's part of their DNA, it's in their character. And again, I think it's with his family ties, with his father, no nonsense centre back that accepts challenges however they come, whether that's playing against somebody quick, somebody physical, somebody that's tricky. It's one of those you need armoury, and you gain that by being out on the pitch, in and around good professionals that want to help you. And again, that's another thing I think the changing room can take credit for. When the young players have stepped up, they've been welcomed into the fold and encouraged to express themselves, and I think that's vitally important, not only for their development but for the development of the football club, encouraging the young players to come in, nothing to be scared of. We're all lads out playing football, and that's the type of environment that we want to create for the young players to come in, because that's how you develop.
Just back to the game, Keith, having taken the lead so early, we'll talk about the goal in a second or two, but were you disappointed the Cobblers didn't push on more then and secure the victory? You got away to the perfect start but couldn't sustain that. Crewe really took the game by the scruff of the neck thereafter, didn't they?
Yeah, but we did. We had a good game plan, and I thought first 35-40 minutes it was working very well, and then up until half time, just before half time, I thought they had the lion's share, where they moved us around well, created overloads in wide areas, and we didn't react quickly enough. We settled back into a shape that made me feel uncomfortable, because they were finding holes, and what we did the first half an hour is we committed to filling those holes. As the game went on, the sending off again, that disrupts us. But again, the attitude of the players, when Joe went down, the towel wasn't thrown in, we were still there and we were still competing. Nature of the goals, missed it, first goal, yeah, they get numbers in the box because they got numerical advantage, and they get a miss it shot that bobbles in. I think Steve Arnold made some good saves, the defenders made some good interceptions, but we were on the front foot defending our box, which we needed to. And then the other lads that came on that were to add an attacking threat, good understanding again of out of possession, they still had a role to play, so we didn't get overloaded, they didn't get behind the back of us. Disappointing with the second goal, because you're thinking like half an inch we get a clearance on that.
Yeah, and just finally, to finish on a positive, Ricky Holmes' first goal for the Cobblers for 4 years. He's battled back from a really serious injury. That's a great moment for him, isn't it?
Yeah, definitely. Great to see it. I think just before the free kick was coming in, I was telling Ricky to come out wide and come on the ball, because we're meant to have two out wide. And sometimes you need that, an experienced player that makes his own decision on the pitch. And again, we don't take that away from players. Yeah, we're good from set pieces. We have a set up from set pieces, but we've still got that freedom for players to express themselves. They see something on, great free kick, good movement, cross into the box, Ricky Holmes. I like people that score goals inside the 6-yard box.
Thanks, Keith. Thank you.